Hi guys, Jack Percival here, one of the directors at Flambard Williams. Now every year we share our predictions for the UK property market. That's apartment prices, rental trends, mortgage rates, and of course, the best areas to invest in. Now that we're just over halfway through 2025, let's take a look back at what we actually said and how the market is actually performing so far. Let's start with property prices. Well, what did we predict? Well, let's see a clip from Chris talking back in January about how we see the property market.
So what do we think the market's going to do? Well, actually, I think we're going to have a great year in the property market. I don't think we're going to see the 7, 8, 9, 10% growth, not by a long shot, but I still think we're going to have a solid 3 to 4%. And you know what? That's all we need. If you do 3 to 4%, even pushing 5% year on year, you're talking about a 50% gain over a 10-year period.
All right, so where do we stand? Well, according to the Office of National Statistics, house prices have grown by 3.9% so far this year. That's right in the middle of our predicted range of between 3 and 5%. And with mortgage rates falling and market confidence returning, we're optimistic we could reach the top end of that forecast by year end. Even Savills and Knight Frank have updated their forecast to align almost exactly with ours. Now let's talk about the North. It's actually outperformed our expectations, with some regions already seeing growth of 6.3% and above, according to government data. So in hindsight, we might have been a little bit too conservative. Well, next, the rental market. Let's look at our predictions on that and see how is the rental market performing. Again, we're going to go back to myself in January. Now we feel that overall in the UK, we're going to see rates increase anywhere between 4 to 5%. However, if we break that down into the likes of London, I feel it's going to be a lot more modest. I feel we're going to see 1 to 2% increases. Why? Simply because of affordability. Rental prices in London are already extremely high and there is a limit to what people can afford. However, if we go to areas in the northwest, in areas that we actually tend to recommend, in places like Liverpool, Manchester, Sheffield, Leeds, I feel we're going to see stronger increases. I feel we're going to see anywhere between 5 to 6%, simply because there is more affordability. And once again, guys, we were cautious. So ONS data shows rents have increased by 6.7% this year, with the biggest gains again in the north, right where we told you as investors to focus. Supply remains tight and demand continues to rise, which means rental yields remain strong. Now we're going to head over to Danny, who was giving our mortgage rate predictions, again back in January 2025.
We foresee that by the end of the year, we hope buy-to-let rates in the late 3s and early 4s. This in turn is going to make your investment more lucrative, and if you have purchased off-plan, you can really benefit from the drops we feel will happen later this year.
Well, as you can see, we're definitely on track. Fixed rate mortgages have now dropped into the low 4% range, and with the Bank of England's base rate falling again just this month, we expect even more favourable rates as the year goes on. This is especially good news for those buying off plan, just as we highlighted at the start of the year. Last but not least, the best areas to invest in. We're going to head over back to Izzy and see what we predicted back then.
The best cities are definitely within the northern part of England. Areas like Manchester, Liverpool, Sheffield, Leeds, Nottingham, just to name a few.
Well, like we said, the north would lead the way, and we're right again. Cities like Manchester, Liverpool, Sheffield, Leeds are once again outperforming the south. By the year end, we expect those cities to hit 6 to 7% with excellent rental yields to match. And that's why we've always been bullish on the north, and 2025 is proving to be right again. So, overall, if you think about investing, you can do so with confidence, knowing that us here at Flambard Williams delivers realistic, data-driven predictions built on years of experience in the market. We don't overpromise, we get it right. So look, thanks for watching, and I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.